Y'all, I done lost 180 pounds with the meat-focused way of eating. Well, I creeped up about 12 pounds. So we're trying some things, and I'm getting back to my roots. We are macro tracking right now. We're at a bank parking lot across the street from daycare. This one keeps trying to come up here. But where's everybody? You can see Sammy and Callie in the blue, and of course Wild Man. So we got the clown car filled for the day, don't we, Bupper? Look, just smile, Bupper. He says, I'm smiling, I'm smiling. Baxter, hey. No, you can't climb up. Hey, how you doing? I'm getting my stuff set up here. It's Thursday. Oh, I forgot I brought that. Oh, shoot, a monkey. Well, that's all right. Anyway, I gotta get my stuff set up. Now I can show you. I got a song stuck in my head today. You ready to hear what song it is? It's do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, down tonight, down tonight, down tonight. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, shh, shh, get down tonight, la 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 la. So I tell you, yesterday was so dadgum hot that there wasn't any bugs out here. But today it's still warm, but it's hot. Who am I kidding? It's still hot, but not as hot as it was yesterday. Ooh, Natalie, that was rough yesterday. So today, what I did, well, last night, because I always prep my stuff up. So I make my salads. You'll see those whenever I start making my salads again, like on meal prep. I make my salads, and then I put a paper towel over them, and then they hang on. I flip them upside down. So anyway, so then the night before, what I do is I'll add the seasonings and the salad dressing, and if I want to add something to it that doesn't stay very well, like for a week, like sometimes tomatoes are a little sketchy. Like for me, you slide your Baxter not up my nose. Well, that's really uneven. This must have been a secondhand table here. So for me, tomatoes, they don't really stay like fresh. So like sometimes I'll buy tomatoes and they don't last a week. Sometimes I buy them in the last 3 weeks. I just never know. I forgot to show you last night, but when my coworkers gave me a zucchini. It was probably about that big around, about that long. So last night, after I was done eating, I went ahead and I took a potato peeler. Oh man. I peeled it, and I cut it all down and opened it up. I don't know what you call that inside stuff. One of my nurses said that it's pithy. Pithy. I don't know what that means, but that's what she said it was. But it's what I found in zucchinis. The smaller the zucchini, the less little, like the seeds and stuff that you have to deal with. But when you get a big one, there's a lot more. Well, one of my nurses gave it to me. So, since it was free, I had no problem cutting out all that and scraping out all that stuff mentally and throwing it away because, you know, it ain't like I spent $5 on a big old zucchini or something. But so what I did was I scooped it out like it was about that big around. I'll say about that big around. Ooh, hang on, I got a booby itch. Hoping nobody's in their car watching. Anyway, And then by the time I scooped out all the stuff, it was about like that thick. So, about as thick, big around as that. So it was like, we'll say it was maybe a little thicker than that. I don't know. Maybe like my thumb. So anyway, if it was that big around, I got about that much from it. Which, hey, free is free, baby. But like I said, one of my coworkers said, you don't eat that kind. You're supposed to give it to your chickens. I'm like, listen, I guarantee you my grandparents would have ate it. They'd have grown that thing and they'd have ate it. They wouldn't have cared. So if they would have eaten it, why can't I eat it? That's what I think. So like yesterday, my salad has eggs. There's one egg in there. And then my veggies. It's got zucchini, cucumber. No, not zucchini. Cucumber. Well, yellow squash. I think is that zucchini? No, it's green squash and yellow squash. Anyway, there's yellow squash in here. I got to thinking last night. I thought, you know what? I don't need that yogurt at bedtime. Why don't I take that yogurt with me at lunch and have it at lunch? So it's a half serving of yogurt. I'm like, I could put that on my salad. I know I just remembered to do this, so. You just hold on. Anyway, I thought, well, I could take that to work, and that would kind of help extend my hunger a little bit. So, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. I brought it today to put on my salad. Now, if I was having one of my Southwestern bowls, this would be in there. I use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream whenever I make a Southwestern bowl. It's going to be a good day. I had one meeting. It went well. The rest of the day I have, where a lot of places where you work, you have to do like a bunch of video training stuff every year, kind of about policies and a little bit about like active shooter type situations. I don't even know, just different stuff. So I got to do that. Because my hire date was, I think it was 8/11. No, 8/8/2011. Anyway, it's coming up next month. And it's called Relias, so I have to have my Relias done before my hire date. I also have to have a TB test, so I have to get that done. Thankfully, we just go to our main office across town to get the TB test done, and then I usually read them in my building, or another couple, a couple other nurses are willing to read them. So anyway, so I got to get that done. I have a shirt on. KHIS. That's a local Christian radio station. I have a friend who works there. She works in marketing, I believe, is what she does. And so that's our local Christian station. And what else do I know, guys? There's a breeze going. Look at my hair going. So that's a good thing. I'm noticing less drainage too, less sinus drainage, so that's a good thing too. I take Advil cold and sinus yesterday, I think twice. I don't know a whole lot today. I'm sure some will come to me later. Yesterday I was so excited to get inside because it was so hot. I didn't finish my lunch outside. One of my nurses said, "That's all for show." I said, "Well, duh. Of course it's all for show. I only go outside because can't you do it inside?" So I got to give y'all a nice background since I can't do it inside no more. I'm gonna let y'all go. I've got somebody coming to visit me. Bye. Also, the puppy dogs are gonna be having a good day. They're gonna be playing with their little friends, and well, because I have so many, they group my 4 together. But anyway, they're still, it's like a room. Big room. With like 50 crates in it, we'll just say. There are a couple that are kennels that are 5x5 kennels. And a lot of times, like, depending on how much room they have, they'll put 2 of my dogs in one of the big kennels, like the big, like I said, 5x5 or 6x6, whatever they are. So sometimes they'll put my dogs in there, like 2 together. But otherwise, each dog gets their own crate. And they go out like, it's cute. They go out, the ones that are like there alone and not like mine with a big pack. They group them by personalities and who all gets along with who, and who all has hyper personalities or laid back personalities. When I guess my second dog, Lily, so I guess I've had 3 dogs that have been through heartworms. Lily, I don't remember, I think she had just gotten her treatment before I got her. And she had to be, or maybe they didn't know. And my vet, I think they didn't know when I adopted her and took her in for all the stuff. My vet found that she had them, so they paid for it. It was like $600 for the treatment. So anyway, so they did it, but she couldn't get too excited or run around and play hard. So she had to, when I took her to daycare, like every day at that time, because I was afraid her and Caden would like play too rough. And she looked so much like Sammy, just a little bit smaller head. And she, anyway, and so they put her out with the geriatric dogs. So they had like a geriatric group, and then they had like a high-strung group. And so and all the big dogs are in one room. And they have another room, and it's like small dogs. And they have like stacks of crates, but there's like a nice floor underneath them. And anyway, so the little dogs are in their own room, but they have like 4 different runs, so they can do like 4 different groups can go out at a time. But they just play and have so much fun. And now they haven't in a long time, but a lot of times they will put, they just haven't, mine haven't been there on those days, but a lot of times they'll on their website or the Facebook page, they'll show the dogs out playing. And so, but I've seen mine on that page before, so that was always fun. But yeah, so that's what they do. So I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm going to go ahead and go inside and finish up my salad inside. It's fine, but it's starting to get buggy. And, I'm not a girly girl, but I'm not an outdoorsy girl. I don't know what you call that. I'm just a Terri girl. So anyway, all right, I love y'all, and I'll see you next time. What's up, home cheese? How y'all doing? Well, it's hotter than Cooter Brown. I got my long sleeves on. But it's cold inside. My nose is running. I had to take an Advil cold and sinus just because my nose is like sniffing and snotting. Well, that thing's growing up big. How are y'all doing? I tell you, I had a good lunch. So for the record, adding that yogurt didn't help. It tasted good, but I was hoping that maybe it would keep me from getting hungry. But it didn't. So I am pouring on the electrolyte water now, boys and girls. Pouring on the electrolyte water. I pulled in this morning and the lawn guys were going. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. So I'll pull these now and maybe they'll kind of brown up before they mow again, because I know, they didn't mow over the ones that I did that one day. Anyway, so how y'all doing? Doing all right? I'm doing okay. I'm having a pretty decent day, I'm here to tell you. I know by now the interview's over, but don't I go to Cindy DeManchi's channel, and you can watch the replay of our little Q&A session. We're just catching up with each other, see how things are going. I know I need to have one on my own channel, don't I? I would imagine that's what some people are saying, like, girl, you need to do that on your own channel. I just don't think of it. Well, I'll be honest with you. All right, here's the truth. So I'm quite OCD about wanting to make sure things are done on the weekend. And so I'm like worried that if I schedule something, like let's say I schedule a 5 o'clock something, I'm worried that what if I don't get done with my meal prep in time, and then I'll be like mad that I didn't get it done. And I just I like to just do things in the way I want to do them and not feel rushed. And then I'm going to be like focused on, I got to get this done in time and blah, blah, blah. So I tend to prefer to do a live on my own channel. I prefer to do them like, oh my gosh, that's just too much. That's just a big old hot mess in here, ain't it? Oh yeah, that's too, I neglected this one way too long, didn't I? Oh, my stars and garters. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I don't do it, because I'm just so weird about wanting to make sure I have enough time to get my stuff ready and like my meal prep and stuff. So I'm more worried about that than I am, I don't want to mess that up. So anyway, so that much I know. Anything to tell you guys new? Not really. Let's see. So, yeah. Oh, tomorrow's day. I told y'all I'm going to get back and get my salads again. So I'm going to order a head of cabbage. And so Mom has my food processor. But I have her old processor, so I'll use the little processor to do my cabbage. But here's the issue, and you all talk to me about this. You people are smart. So the issue is that whenever we ran it through the processor, and this will be good, you all can teach us something before we do it in a couple weeks. So whenever we ran it through the food processor, it was very fine. And so like when I buy cabbage, like shredded cabbage, already shredded up, the tricolor coleslaw, they're like, it's like this, okay? See how long that is? Like about a finger. Some of them are too long, but that's how the cabbage is. So I want to know how they get it to be all long and like that. I'm wondering if it's the way that it's put in there, because I mean, it has to be done on a massively produced thing. So there has to be something that they are doing on a mass-produced level, because it's it comes out so nice and long. So what I'm wondering is, before Mom and I have our, before Mom and I do it next week, if something crawls out here, I'm gonna poop my pants. But before Mom and I do it next week, what I'm wondering is, do you have a trick? Hang on, I gotta tuck my badge in. Do you have a trick that I could use that's gonna make it? It turns out, hang on just a second. All right, I tucked my badge in. So the way when Mom and I did it, it was like, oh, here's a good example. Okay, so you see we got this leaf right here. That's how it comes when I buy it. But see how teeny tiny these little gibbers are? Not the leaf, the little individual leaves. See how small those are? Whenever Mom and I did it through the food processor, when we did it through the shredded thing, we chose the large shredding option, and so it been, I would have thought it would have been big, you know what I mean? So why was it not big? Why were they not long? It has to be something that we were doing wrong. So give me your advice about that, okay? So anyway, all right, well, I think I've had all I want to do of this mess. It's good enough. I didn't do that big patch there, but anyway, I need to go. Oh, how'd I miss that? Oh, that's because I didn't. Anyway, I need to go in and wash my hands. Oh, look, let's get this piddly one. This one lone jobber. Come here, Mr. Feller. There, we got him. Anyway, so you all let me know how Judy and I can make it look more like long shreds of cabbage instead of little fine like coleslaw looking things. So, all right, okay, bye. Y'all are just gonna have to hear the air conditioning, but they're back in the car now. They're here. Got the babies in. Oh. Callie's got her head hanging out the window. She's watching the world go by. So, got the babies. All right, time to go home. You can watch how semi-decent they are on the drive. Definitely takes a lot of stretching around and looking around them. You all make sure they behave, okay? So there's the babies. Did y'all have a good day? And now we have to go through the bank parking lot. And then we go down the street to my house. So, okay, there they go, guys. I'll show you in a little bit. Y'all babysit Lou for me. That's my boy. That's my Bubba. That's my Bubba boy. Did you have fun? Did you have fun, big boy? Yeah. Hi, sweet Sam. Did you boys have a good time? Yeah. I got my babies. Fun, big boy? Huh? Did you have a fun time? Yeah, I got all the fur cleaned out here for me and Suzanne, but now you're going to leave a bunch behind, aren't you, Bugs? He says, guys, there's not enough fur in here, so we need to help leave some more. Somebody stinks real bad. One of them smells like they done rolled on something they had no business rolling on. I can tell you that one. Was it you, Lou? Was it you, Bubba? I don't know who it was, but somebody smells like dead animal. Might be somebody's breath, but you know. Are we almost home, boy? Almost home, Liberty Dude. So home again, jiggity jog. Buddy. All right. Here we are. What you say? What you say, boy? Are you happy to be home? Tell us about it. Tell us. Oh, did you have a good day? Yeah. Okay, I gotta get them out. They're going to have a fit. Literally one trip, all right? I had this thing. I had it vacuumed and washed in my clothes washer. One trip. They definitely left their mark in my car. It's a hot mess, but it's okay. I love them. Oh, sassy pants. All right. I'll see you all at my supper time. So while I'm eating, I'm going to tell y'all, let's talk macros. So y'all see I'm tracking my macros, right? I just picked a number and went for it. And so my scale, it did move last week, but it moved the week before. So until I have like, a steady couple weeks where it doesn't move, I'm just going to keep at those macros. And then if I step on the scale, okay, wait. So I have my steak, 4 ounces of chicken. I have some of that zucchini that my coworker gave me. I put in the air fryer along with a little bit of onion. So let's take a bite. And then there's chicken with bite. Got my electrolytes back there. This is apple and vanilla flavored keto chow. I don't have my link yet. I don't know when I'll get it or if I'll get it. I don't know how long that process takes. Okay. But anyway, so once I notice that my scale stops moving, I'm going to be like, okay, well, 1,500 obviously is not a good amount. So let's try 1,400. So that's how I did it the first time. But my macros are going to shift after tomorrow's lunch because I'm going to the lean ground beef. So you'll see those a lot, okay? So we're going to see a shift whenever that comes through. So that starts tomorrow evening. So what I'll do is I'll plug it in and just have an idea of what my macros are, and then I can add extra chicken to it or whatever kind of sauce I want to add to it. But let's get on it. So my coffees, it's the same. 75 calories, 1 protein, 8 total carbs, and 4 fat. So now let's look at our lunch today. So lunch, I added let me just go through it. I have the cabbage, carrots, yellow squash, cucumber, green bell peppers, onions, my dipping sauce, which I use as my salad dressing, 1 egg, 7 ounces of ribeye, and then I added half of a serving of the Greek yogurt. So a lot of times I was doing that in the evening, but I wanted it at lunch today just to see if it did anything. It didn't. So my total macros at lunch were 737 calories, 55 protein, 26 total carbs, and 47 fat. Supper tonight, I've got my Zevia, I got my keto chow, I've got the whipped topping for later. I've got 4 ounces of chicken thighs. It worked out really well. I set it out and I defrosted it. So I'm going to keep a rotation of them defrosting for myself. Then my steak and onion and zucchini. And that's what's in my bowl. So my total macros are 1,603, 135 protein, 49 total carbs, and 97 fat. Now, if somebody's watching this and they're like, girl, you ain't keto. I know. I ain't worrying about that. I ain't worried about it. I didn't get 340 pounds by eating vegetables. That wasn't my problem. My problem was all the other things. My problem was the ho-hos and the pizzas and the chips and all those things. So steak and veggies, that wasn't my problem. So, that might have been a you problem with your body. Because we all have to come at this from different angles. So you might have not been able to eat vegetables right now or ever. So just remember, we're all different, So I don't mean that's your problem. I don't mean it that way. But I just mean, we all come at things differently. And because I know some of y'all said in the comments that you can't eat vegetables. They make you feel bloated and you have issues with it. But I honestly feel better with veggies. So for me, that's the best way to go. But anyway, so yeah. So we'll see what happens whenever, starting tomorrow evening, because I have a whole bunch of 10 ounces of 93%. So what I'll do is I'll plug them in and tomorrow I'll see what happens. So maybe if I don't talk to you a lot tomorrow, at lunchtime or walking. Oh yeah, nope. I got that thing tomorrow night with oh my God, Cindy DeManchi. So I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But anyway, all right, and we'll have all weekend to play around with it. So okay, bye.